More than 100 protesters filled Little Rock's River Market hours before the city's big fireworks show. You're seeing video there just coming into our newsroom a few moments ago. That is the LRPD Special Response Unit in riot gear and shields. They made a brief show of force within the last hour right there on President Clinton Avenue. Good evening. I'm Mitch McCoy. We're closely following this breaking news. It was a protest that originally started at the state capitol. That group then broke off and then went to the River Market area. They're protesting the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Fox 16's Riley Birdwell has been tracking this group throughout the night, walking in those streets to get an idea of what's going on. And Riley, give us a perspective to where the Special Response Unit, some of the riot officers are, and where you are now.
Yeah, well, Mitch, we're right here, as you can see, in front of the River Market, and you can see the protesters are on each side of the corner over here. Now, some of them have even gone to other corners. They're starting to disperse as, you know, the fireworks are about to go off here in the River Market. But as you can hear them behind me, I'm going to step out of the frame so you can see they are still chanting. They still have all of their signs. Police are standing nearby the Special Force Unit. They have not been seen since they first arrived here to show that initial amount of force. So we have not seen them since, but the protesters have been informed to stay on the sidewalks, which they have done. They have megaphones, they have different signs that they're still using, but as of right now, they are staying on the sidewalks, still doing all of their chants and things like that. That's all the new information that we have. We are going to be following it as they are moving down the street to see what is going to be happening, what that motive is. So we will keep you guys updated. Make sure that you guys tune into all of our shows. Reporting live in downtown Little Rock, I'm Riley Birdwell. Back to you, Mitch.
Riley, I want to stick with this shot if the control room doesn't mind. Riley, we saw and we heard possible warnings from law enforcement about getting out of the street. For one moment, the protesters were blocking that block, preventing people from accessing parts of that strip. Kind of give us an idea of what we're hearing in terms of warnings from Little Rock police, because we have seen this crowd thin out as we get later into the night.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of those protesters, as police showed up, they blocked off the streets. They weren't allowing cars to come through, and police took their cars and they made a line of people that they went down, and they told them that they got 2 warnings. They had their second warning, and that next warning was going to be they were going to be arrested after that. Now, a lot of people actually did leave the streets after that. They got on the sidewalks. A lot of people left at that point, but there's still a pretty good crowd. I would say about 30 to 40 people that are still here, still protesting. So they have gotten 2 warnings, and the police are ready to arrest them if need be.
Okay, and it's worth noting here that when Riley gives that perspective of 40 people, that is significantly fewer than the number of protesters that were on the steps of the state capitol. We saw several hundred. We saw a march through parts of downtown Little Rock that ultimately ended there to the main River Market area. That is a perspective to what we saw earlier tonight. So that really gives you an idea of how this crowd is thinning out. It's worth noting here the number of the permitted protest here earlier tonight was from 5 to 7 at the state capitol. When that rally ended on the steps of the capitol, or just after 7 o'clock, that is when a large group started walking into the streets, and as it got closer and closer into downtown Little Rock, that is when we saw fewer and fewer people part of this protest. So we will continue to follow this both on air and online. We'll have another update coming up in about 25 minutes. We'll check in with Riley. But as of right now, the fireworks still on, but we have heard that call for possibly trying to shut down those fireworks, obviously not succeeding, as Little Rock police are on it. They're showing their force tonight with the Special Response Unit, and we'll check back in here in about 25 minutes. There is other breaking